cap. But talking about stocks, we have NIIT. Vijay Thadani, the VC and MD of NIIT Limited, now joins us on the show to discuss more on the company's fourth quarter performance. Thanks a lot, Mr. Thadani, for joining in. Looks like a good set of numbers, especially on the operational front. So if you can guide for the revenues in your CLG division, as well as the margins that you are going to you're going to target in FY19.
Yeah. So I think CLG has overall been leading the performance, and now in this quarter it has formed 65% of our total business. They added 5 new contracts, of which 3 were new logos. A very, very healthy improvement in overall visibility, and yet they maintained their margin, and I think that growth, which led to a 28% growth in this quarter, of course, aided by an acquisition, a small acquisition, but nevertheless, I think the growth was good in this year. And I think now CLG has discovered a new and a higher trajectory of growth. And from now onwards, we should be able to see CLG growing at a higher rate than it has been so far been growing, which is typically 12 to 15%. I think now we are moving closer to 20% and above range, and I think that's what we should be able to see during this year based on the pipeline, the visibility, as well as the businesses that we already have. The margin also should see a small improvement, though I think we continue to invest in building the market given the strong position that we are building, and also in ensuring that we manage the transition of new projects well. So overall, I think the future for CLG is fairly strong, and in the recent times we have bagged some very large contracts whose annuity revenue will start kicking in from 19 onwards. 18 also we have some benefit. 19 onwards, that revenue will start kicking in, so that will ensure that we continue to remain on this higher trajectory of growth.
Mr. Thadani, good afternoon, sir. What about the skilling business? What's the outlook there now for the coming year?
Yeah, I think the skills and careers business has faced headwinds during the year, both in IT and banking. More in banking than in IT, and I think all of us read the same newspapers. So there has been a very big issue on recruitment and induction of new talent in there, as well as curtailment of budgets. At the same time, the newer technologies and digital technologies hold a lot of promise, and we are now beginning to see a momentum. I think there are now some new services that we are launching which have shown some very good results. For example, Talent Pipeline as a service, which is a relatively new service. It's just seen less than a quarter's performance, but I think has shown a lot of promise. Similarly, for executive education, the online training once again has grown fairly substantially during the year. It's very small, but it is showing a large amount of promise going forward. So those will be the backbones around which the skills and careers business will get built. We do believe that the changes which have taken place in IT and banking...
Mr. Thadani, thanks a lot for joining in.